as we talked about a couple weeks ago, Trump had a Nazi rally in New York City at Madison Square Garden, and it was worse than anything I could have imagined.
Agree. I thought I was shock-proof when it came to Trump, but that showed me that I can still be shocked. It was so craven and vile and racist. I could not believe it.
All right, let's start off with a clip from Stephen Miller, who I assume is probably the mastermind behind this horrific, cruel idea to have a Nazi rally. And here he says in this clip something eerily similar to what Adolf Hitler said in the 1930s.
The cartels are gone. The criminal migrants are gone. The gangs are gone. America is for Americans and Americans only.
That is exactly what Adolf Hitler said in Germany. Germany is for Germans and Germans only. None of this is a coincidence that the Nazis had a rally in the 1930s at Madison Square Garden, and it's all documented. There's video of it. So all of these people that are on this side of history, it's documented. I happened to watch this entire rally on Fox so I could hear what the journalists had to say afterwards and during. They were giddy about this.
Really?
Yes. They are completely immune to the cruelty, the racism, the historical nature of what this is, what Stephen Miller says. There's no call out. There's no fact check. This is a craven group of people that goes way deeper than Donald Trump, where we have tens of millions of Americans that are straight up, flat out racist.
I moved from bizarre to scared. I felt like by the end of the rally that it was a threat to everyone who does not support Donald Trump. And it's terrifying. And I just want to point out two of the people there, Elon Musk and Melania Trump, are not Americans born in America. It goes down to if you're white, it's okay.
Well, neither were Stephen Miller's parents. But here, a speaker let it slip out exactly what this is. Listen to this clip.
I get back and they go, Sid, you want to speak at this MSG thing? I go, sure. Out of character for me to speak at a Nazi rally. I was just in Israel, but I took the gig.
It slips out. They all know exactly what it was, a Nazi rally.
And they don't care.
No.
And their base doesn't care. Their base likes it.
This is an absolute craven group of white supremacists that feel emboldened and entitled. And they have an entire media echo chamber that just reinforces the dehumanization of people that are not white. And it is unbelievable to sit here and watch this unfold in real time and know that people that we pass by on the street, that we're in the grocery store with, support this. And if Trump were to win, what they are supporting is rounding up immigrants, whether they're legal or not, rounding them up and concentrating them in camps. And that's what we're talking about. And we share oxygen with people that think this. And I heard somebody say, well, half of America can't be wrong. Well, over half of Germans in Nazi Germany, after they started the propaganda machine, supported him. The numbers don't make it right. This is an immoral, racist, sociopathic movement that has solidified and united all of the broken people in America and brought out the worst people in America. And they're all together and they're all watching this and they salivate when they watch it. All right, the racism just continues because they had a little icebreaker, a comedian start. And I think they all thought this was just a real knee slapper. Let's listen to this clip.
Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
That's just vulgar. It's gross. It's insulting.
I can deal with a vulgar joke. I can't deal with the racism. That is so inherently and disgustingly racist. There is such a fabulous Latino community in this country that has worked hard, have families here, people that we know. And to speak that way about an entire race of people is so racist, dangerous, and evil.
What bothers me about it is when you hear the people cheering. That's what's so disheartening, is that 80 million Americans believe that. And I just think, who are we? Who are these people? And if Donald Trump is elected, if this is the platform he's running on, it's going to be the KKK out in the open. Nobody cares. We're rounding people up. We're putting in internment camps.
What do you think?
I mean, they're going to use the law. They're going to just start doing whatever the fuck they want. Mm-hmm. Taking the U.S. military against Democrats, against protests. I mean, it's terrifying. What we're looking at is terrifying. I can't say that enough.
All of you white people that say that you're good Christians and you go to church and you care about the teachings of Christ, how do you not fight for the marginalized? How is it that me, an atheist who never went to church in my entire life, unless it was a wedding or a funeral, have more clarity about helping marginalized groups than every evangelical Bible thumper I've ever met in my life? And I'm not saying I'm a great person. I'm a decent, okay person, but I have clarity on the systemic racism that has happened in this country and this horrible, evil rhetoric about people that have pigment in their skins and wanting to round them up. It's just abhorrent. It is absolutely abhorrent. And all of these white people every weekend sit around and watch sports that is dominated by African-American athletes. And then they go and they vote against all of that because they just think you're just here to entertain me. Shut up and dribble. And these people have guns from top to bottom in their house. And this is just a disgusting portion of the American public that has not an ounce of human decency, that's dripping in abject hypocrisy.
It really is. It's absolutely unimaginable that he could win. And this is the kind of rhetoric and policy that he would embolden.
Okay, and the last one, here it is, straight from the horse's mouth. We have a couple of clips.
I know many of them. It's just this amorphous group of people. But they're smart and they're vicious. And we have to defeat them. And when I say the enemy from within, the other side goes crazy, becomes a sound. Oh, how can he say? No, they've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within. But this is who we're fighting.
So I want to talk about the difference in this. When I'm talking about the people that support Trump, I'm talking about a group of people who do not want equality for everyone.
That's right.
And so all of those people at some point, their child could fall in love with a person from a different race, and they could have a mixed race grandbaby. And they could have a child or a grandchild that's a member of the LGBTQ plus community. The things that we're fighting for you right now, even though you don't know that you need them. And I don't know what they're fighting for other than basic war crimes and crimes against humanity. I don't know any other way to size it up as to what these people want. And this irrational fear that they have that somehow this country is a garbage can and is occupied by immigrants. I don't know where that is in the United States. We travel all the time, and I've never seen that. I have seen a lot of poverty and wealth inequality all over this country that nobody seems to give a shit about, except for people on the left. I have seen people that are dying and because they have to work 2 and 3 jobs and they don't have health insurance. And I hear all these Christians talk about how they're supposed to help the poor and the sick, but they don't. They always vote for the capitalist version of Jesus. But here's what's dangerous. Here's the most dangerous part, most insidious part about Trump. Listen to this final clip.
And that's what happened. 82 years. Other than I finished off ISIS, but that was already started. We had stupid generals like Milley and Mattis, weak, stupid people.
So there he is, American military. He has completely drove nails in coffins of every institution of American democracy. The military, all of these people say they're proud patriots, support the troops. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. If you support Trump, you know what he thinks about people that serve. He doesn't understand it. He thinks they're weak. He thinks they're suckers. He thinks they're losers. He calls these generals weak and stupid. And it's just, he is a deranged man with tens of millions of followers. And we have such a massive problem in this country beyond Trump.
Absolutely. And to go back to your point of what are they fighting for? From my vantage point, they're fighting for white supremacy for men. Full stop. They don't give a shit about any other human group. They don't give a shit about any other race. They want women to support men, and they want white men to be in power. Full stop.
Yes, I'm afraid so, which brings me to that +4 white women column in the most recent poll. And it's all fun and games. And it's, high times for you white ladies. But let me tell you something. You're going to have a daughter that needs medical care or that gets raped, or you're going to have a grandchild of mixed race, and you're going to have a gay or lesbian daughter or son at some point, or a trans child at some point, and we will have been here fighting for you. And I'm not going to stand here and say, I told you so. I'm going to say, I'm so grateful that this person that you love has these rights.
That's right.
And that's the difference. That's the fundamental difference between us and them. They want to say, fuck you. We want to say at some point you're going to need this. And we fought for it. And that's the difference between the right and the left.
Agree.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
It's so